Hey BBs, it's Max, and today I'm back with you guys for another video. How are we all doing today? I hope we're all doing super fierce. In today's video, y'all, I'm very excited to be here with you guys because today I want to sit down with you guys in Ghoulchat and just talk about Monster High as a brand, where it is, where it's at, where it should be, where I want it to be, because I think it's a really fun little topic. I mean, Monster High Generation 3 turned 2 this year, which is honestly crazy. Just a couple days ago, it turned 2, and there's been a lot of updates since that, birth, I think, of Generation 3. It's definitely grown and changed a lot, and even in just the year 2024, it's really evolved into a bigger and better thing, I would say. And then also Monster High Alumni is continuing to evolve and grow and change, and I kind of just want to talk about like what I would do and what things I would change and things that I think are doing well, and just kind of a check-in and kind of an update video, I think, on Monster High as a brand altogether. I've loved Monster High forever, and it's really exciting to see them still be popular, still be culturally relevant in the year 2024. We've grown a lot since 2010, but yeah, I really love Monster High, so this should be a fun little video. I first want to talk though about Generation 3 and how they've really evolved, because I feel like Generation 3 has really had their time to really feel what they are. I think the first year of Generation 3 was kind of rocky for Monster High, I would say. We had some really weird releases, like that one Collector Laguna that kind of went nowhere. We had some interesting fashion, some different hair types. You know, they used to use polypropylene a lot, and now they kind of switched to saran. I feel like the designs and overall the doll quality has been really good this year. I mean, we've had crazy lines like Monster Fest. We've had the core refresh dolls, which are really good. We also had Ultimate Secrets 4, which is a really cool like design elevation. I think we've also just had some really cool new characters like Caddy Noir and Spectre of Honor Grace that came out this year. Even Generation 3 Venus was amazing. G3 Venus kind of took everyone by storm. I think she's a really excellent doll. All these dolls just feel very elevated. I feel like Monster High Generation 3 is really, again, finding their footing. Dolls feel more current than they did a couple years ago, and it's really exciting to kind of see, again, them evolve and change and truly just get in the doll market a lot better. I would personally say, as a doll collector, I collect other things beyond just Monster High. I collect Bratz, OMG, Rainbow High, and all that fun stuff. I think Monster High Generation 3, as I'm going to say right now, has definitely been the strongest brand of this year in terms of doll releases. I feel like Monster High Generation 3, it gets me excited to go to the store to buy dolls, pick out dolls, and they're not just selling you guys things. I mean, they're gonna sell you just things just to sell them, but like I feel like a lot of the products and a lot of the designers have a lot more intent this year, which is really cool. Monster Fest Laguna is like one of my top tier Monster High dolls as of right now, and I think she's really cool. I would say though for G3, I feel like they are playing a little bit safe when it comes to certain things. I think they've definitely been doing really good with, G3 Frankie, but I want to see G3 Frankie with some more edge. We saw this Monster High little potion figure of Frankie. It was like a stock photo leak a couple days ago, and I've been thinking about it for the longest time, and I would love if Monster High Generation 3 would kind of just continue to elevate their game and just kind of get more crazy and fun and a little more funky with the fashion. I feel like some more individuality within the characters would be really cool. I think Frankenstein with a mullet would be literally the coolest doll ever. And I know that, like, I don't know if like a mullet on a doll would really sell with the kids, but I think if they wanted to really amp things up, they could give us like this Frankie mullet, dark makeup, dark tees, all that stuff on like a collector doll. I feel like Monster High Generation 3 had this like kind of idea with the collector doll with the fancy Laguna, and I honestly feel like that doll was not a great way to test the waters with the collector dolls. That doll was kind of all over the place, and she has a lot of heavily elements of early Generation 3 with her, and I feel like that if we got a G3 collector doll in the year 2024, it would be a lot more elevated, a lot more, together. I feel like it would be a lot better of a doll, and I would love if they would give G3 Frankie a mullet. I think it would be really cool. It would be really eye-catching. It would be really cool for collectors. I think it would honestly change the game for Monster High and kind of give them a new edge. We saw Monster High kind of dip into fashion last year with the Off-White brand, but I feel like the Off-White brand isn't super trendy right now. I don't know if it's been trendy since 2018. Like, no tea, no shade. I think Monster High really wanted to be like a fashion girly. Like if they wanted to kind of do, even with like Alumni stuff, I feel like if they wanted to do like the fashion stuff again, like they could really hit it out of the park, because they could do like the campiness of Monster High with the fashion, like if they mix the two mediums. And I feel like the Off-White collab from last year, if you guys remember, that wasn't really that great. They were really overpriced, and the designs weren't, again, trendy, I feel like, in my personal opinion, for what fashion dolls could be. I'd love to see Monster High, either just G3 or Alumni, kind of really step into the fashion game. I think Monster High is strongest when it is at their core a high concept base doll. Like we get like a Laguna Blue doll, like I'm using her as an example because that's my goal, but like just her in like some more casual clothes, but with a little bit of a monster twist, rather than like the dolls and the clothes are heavily Monster High influenced. My criticisms with Generation 3 was that they were very head on the nose with what the character was. Like Abby's doll, for example, had a snowflake backpack, snowflake shirt, snowflake pants, like snow shoes, like snow glasses. Like a lot of it was very like, we get that she's a Yeti, but I think that we need a balance of Monster High within the design that was like fashion, but it's also monster. And I think they could again blend those two really, really well if they just kind of honed in on it and really again made sure that Monster High wasn't just a character-based brand, it could also be a fashion brand. I think that's why Monster High in Generation 1 was really, really strong when it was like early G1, because they mixed again the monsteriness of it, but they also mixed some cool fashion elements into it. And I like, look at Monster High G1 basic Draculaura. This is like everyone's like favorite doll. Like a lot of like people love this doll, and it's because she's not screaming at you that she's a vampire. She's a vampire, but she's in like a cute clothes, and yes, there is like a Victorian twist, and there's, you know, a vampire twist. Like you could definitely read this as a vampire who is wearing modern fashion. I think that's what Generation 3 needs. I think that they've been doing it really, really well with the core refresh line. Like here is an example. I think Claudine is kind of the worst because she has that, again, that heavy like I'm a werewolf vibe to her, but I think Clea was kind of the best one in this line because she's not screaming at you that she's a mummy. She's kind of telling you subtly that she's a mummy with the wraps on the bandage and like some like the mummy like elements within it, but it also is very high fashion, very current with just like the silhouette of like a mini skirt and like a crop top. That's really cool. I think that G3, if they continue to again elevate their game with fashion, and we've been kind of seeing it with the new Ultimate Secrets line, the mystery one, the tea party one, we can get again a really, really strong brand identity with just again honing in, again, I keep making the same point, which is fashion, but again, mixed with monster elements. So again, to end that point, I would love to see Frankie with a mullet. On the topic of Generation 3, we also, though, got news that this year the Monster High is not going forward with Nickelodeon, and I think that's completely true. I don't have like an official source, but I'm gonna try to link something in the description below, because I think I heard, I don't want to say this is fact if it's not true, but I think that there's not a season 3 of Monster High, and there has not been any sort of confirmation of a third live action movie, so I'm pretty sure it's not going to be associated with Nickelodeon, which brings up a lot of questions. I don't have any answers to these, but I just want to kind of speculate really quickly with you guys, but it's going to be like an informed speculation. What I would love to see if Monster High Generation 3 did was continue with the media, but I think that honestly, Nickelodeon was truly holding back the Generation 3's potential for a media-based brand. Monster High, again, always really thrives with the media. Take G1, like you can really just tell with like the core main characters, all their personalities and how, you know, each character goes with each other. And I think as a kid, if I was a Monster High fan, which obviously I think I would be a Monster High fan in any universe, I wouldn't really feel as connected to the characters as I do with Generation 1 as I did growing up, because Nickelodeon, in my opinion, has botched the Monster High airing system. They don't really air the episodes reoccurring. They only air the new episodes during Halloween seasons or off seasons. Like, taking, for example, when the last time they had new Monster High episodes since October was, what, like, March? I was on spring break. I remember being on spring break, being in Florida and being like, there's new Monster High episodes. I can't really watch them now because I'm away, but I'll watch them later. And like I did watch them later, but like it has been literally almost like this entire year since new Monster High episodes. Like that's a big problem in my personal opinion for the brand success, and it's not like anything at Monster High. I think it's more of a Nickelodeon issue than it is a Monster High issue. I think Nickelodeon just kind of doesn't really care about Monster High. They don't promote the show, which is a big issue. I think that Monster High, the show, it's good for kids. I mean, I watched one of the episodes today, and like it was a little bit like childish, but like it's a kid show. Like I can't be too mad at a kid show. But I just wish that like the show and the movies would get more promotion, and I hope that if they are canceled with Nickelodeon, I hope that Monster High can somehow make an in-house sort of thing. I hope they can continue the show with a Netflix readaptation or like a YouTube series, like a web series on YouTube. I would also, though, love some animated Generation 3 movies. I think we've been really missing that with the Generation 3 media, because again, Monster High G1 had those really cool movies, and the movies would be beyond, they would obviously have a storyline, and they would give you, again, more information on the characters and how the world building, and I think world building is really, really cool with Monster High, and I think, again, G3 is kind of missing that a little bit because the show is so infrequent with the airing and the scheduling and the live action movie, and all the lore is kind of confusing. I guess as like a collector, I'm like kind of like, okay, like what's really happening? I think like the movies were so cool with Monster High because they would introduce like a big doll line. It would be like the deluxe dolls, budget dolls, play sets. There'd be merch. There'd be on DVDs. There'd be some book adaptations. Like it would be really, really cool as a kid. Like Freaky Fusion. Like I remember when Freaky Fusion came out, and like they had the whole castle set. They had all these like budget dolls, and they had the deluxe dolls. I think that was a really, really cool, like again, world building, product, consumer thing. I think that was really cool. Like, seeing the dolls from the dolls to the big screen was cool. Seeing the outfits be identical was also amazing. Monster High Nickelodeon G3, the dolls and the outfits are kind of inconsistent, and it kind of breaks away from that really cool, like, holding the doll from the TV show, which I loved doing as a kid. Like, I loved seeing, like, 13 Wishes Frankenstein. I didn't have that doll as a kid. What's the doll that I had as a kid? Boo York Cleo. I loved, she's just on my shelf right now. Boo York Cleo. The doll was 1-to-1 with the show in the doll. Like, it was cool to see that, like, 1-to-1 ratio kind of thing. So I really, really hope that in the future of 2025, maybe, that, again, if Nickelodeon is being canceled with Monster High, Mattel can do something in-house and get us a really cool show that's consistent, that's easy accessible, that, you know, gives us lore, that's well written, that has good music, that has good animation, that has good everything that G1 had. Because if we really look at the building blocks of the success of Monster High, again, it is successful because of the characters, the media, and the dolls. Like, it all went together so well. So I hope that G3 can kind of do that again in the future. And I'm not saying that they're horrible right now. Again, the show is really cool. I love that there at least is a show. I know a lot of the doll lines don't really have shows anymore, but I think that show is again a really great way to promote the dolls. As a collector, to see how the characters interact, I love that so much. But yeah, I would also love some big movies from them, and I'd love to see the live action come back, but I'm pretty sure it's gone. I think everyone's been moved on from the live action 3. I was personally upset that the live action 3 isn't happening. I mean, it's not happening right now. There's no confirmation of it, and I'm pretty sure it's gone. Womp womp womp. It was fully canceled. I don't know why I'm talking like this. I don't think it's happening, but here's confirmation from one of the directors, Todd. Him. Yep, it's gone. But I was really excited about the live action 3 because it was going to be Frankie's movie, and Frankie's my favorite character in Generation 3. I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, Lagoon is my favorite because, like, she's always my favorite, but, like, Frankie was so fun in the live action movies, and they're so fun in, like, the show and everything. And I was really excited for Frankie to have their moment in big screen, but it's okay, it's fine. I think there's been also rumors, though, of Universal taking over another live action type of movie. I'm not sure if it's going to be Generation 1 or Generation 3, but I'll have an article in the description below, y'all, for fact checking of that, because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a big budget, like Barbie-like movie of Monster High, which is so exciting. I have no idea when that's gonna start filming and doing all that stuff, but again, there's talks of it, so that's exciting. It's just cool to see that Monster High has like a footing and it has potential, and people are seeing the potential of Monster High, because again, I think it's such a cool brand. I just love it. With the mention of G1, though, let's get into the alumni kind of moment, because that is always fun. Alumni is a really cool brand. I mean, it's always exciting kind of have, like, my childhood was Generation 1 on Monster High. Cool that they exist in some shape or form. I'm gonna say that Alumni has been having its highs and lows with this year, like it kind of does have any year. We've definitely been getting a lot more collectors this year. I think we've already had the Hocus Pocus dolls, which are 3 dolls. We have the Wednesday Addams, the Morticia and Wednesday pack. We have the Blue Lagoon creature. We also have a potential 4th release coming in October for Fangtober, which is a really cool. I love Fangtober. I think that's so fun. The Monster High trademarked that recently. Fangtober, that's adorable. I think that's so cute. But I think there's might be 4 potential collector dolls dropping from just this year alone, which is a lot less exciting, I would say, as a collector. I think collector dolls really, again, thrive and are successful when they are more special. I think when we release a collector doll every month or every other month, or more than once a year, I think it kind of diminishes how exciting it could be. It kind of turns it into like a beanie baby effect. And I think the collectors though this year have been honestly really strong. I think the Morticia and Wednesday Addams pack, that like 2-pack, the Mother Day pack, was, I would say, one of the best collector dolls on my shelf. When I think of collectors, I think of Greta Gremlin, I think of that Morticia doll, and I think of the Blue Lagoon doll. I think they're just really cool ones. So I think we got one of like the best ones this year, personally. And I want to say that all the dolls that have been collector dolls have been stocked pretty reasonably. I don't think I've seen as many people getting issues with getting these dolls this year, at least as they have in previous years. So it's really cool that Mattel seems to be listening to us with the demand that we want. Monster has also been doing a lot of really cool, like, in between drops. They're not like limited edition collector dolls, like the holiday dolls and like the mid-tiered collector dolls have been, again, stocked really, really nicely. Like we just got the RuPaul doll, which is honestly one of my favorite alumni dolls, I would say. I think the RuPaul doll is so good. I love it so much. She's fierce, but that doll was stocked pretty recently. I feel like she was stocked for a while. I think she might even be stocked now. The Wednesday collection that just came out like a couple months ago, maybe in August. The basic Wednesday, the Eden, and then the Raven Dance Wednesday, those dolls are all, I think, still available in the fashion pack. So I mean, they definitely been upping the quantity, which is really, really good, because I feel like One of my issues with Monster High in years past is that whenever they release an alumni doll, like a Honka Tour or something, I always like in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm not excited about this doll because I'm more anxious than I am excited. And I feel like this year they've been really like again doing better with the quantity, so like when there is a collector drop or like an alumni thing going on, I'm not as stressed as I would be in previous years. Also, the San Diego Comic Con Ghoulia for 2024 sold out in like 30 minutes, so that was really really cool that they kind of again upped the quantity size on the doll. Maybe collectors aren't as interested in her, but I would think that doll's really cool. So the fact that she was available for like 30 minutes, I know that's not like the best amount of time, again like that's kind of still crazy, but we got confirmation that doll was coming out like a month before she came out, and then like she was available for the $75, and then she was again in stock for 30 minutes, so it wasn't like a rush to buy. If you weren't on the website at the exact time, you missed out. If you guys had your cookies in check, and if you're on the website, you can again have a better chance of getting her, which is a really really cool one. Also, the Monster High Hocus Pocus line that just came out like last week at my time, that was up for like a good 5-6 hours, I would say. So that's also really really cool. They are again continuing to up the quantity because it just makes it more fun. I think when you have a fan base who's angry at you constantly and who's constantly like, ugh, the new dolls, I'm gonna have to, lose my mind buying them because they're so expensive and like they're so hard to get and they sell out in seconds. Like it's just not worth it. I feel like as a company to again have that bad relationship. So I feel like them fixing it has been really, really cool. So I just want to give them props for upping the quantity this year. It seems like they've been upping the quantity. For the Monster High alumni drop is I'd love to see them kind of branch out. I feel like Monster High alumni has been playing it very, very safe with the characters they've been choosing for different lines. I mean, we've seen a million Draculors, we've seen Cleo, we've seen, a couple Claudines. I would love to see Monster High alumni kind of branch out with their collector dolls and give us some more things that are just different. I would love, love, love to see a more mid-tier collector doll because we've seen the Monster High Crew productions come out this year, which were amazing. Wave 2 came out and they were pretty stocked, I would say, for the most part. Like, Cleo and Deuce were stocked very well. I got 2 Ghoulias. I got, everything that I wanted from the Wave 2 of Crew Productions, and they were in stock for, I would say, at least like a week or two, maybe. I don't know. But I would love to see some more Monster High G1 dolls at that price point of $25, but with new designs. I feel like Monster High could really go back within their G1 roots, and this could make them so much money, I would say, and make up some characters that we never got in the G1 run, in the Alumni run, and they could hopefully cost like $25, and I think that would be so beyond cool. Like I think that would just be so cool to have like Andy from Skull Shores, Gory, what's her name? Gory? Oh my god, what's her name? I think that's her name. Gory? That's not her name. This one, if she got a doll, that'd be so fierce. I mean, they just have to use the Dracula sculpt, and everything else is just purple Elizabeth vibes. I think that'd be really cool to get some old characters, and even just beyond old characters. If it, again, I know it costs more to make new sculpts and stuff, but I'd love to see some dolls that we never got in lines, like 13 Wishes Cleo for $25-$30, like on like as like a holiday thing. I think that'd be really cool. Like I think there's a lot of obviously really cool designs we never got. Like what if Monster High did like a line, and like each character, each ghoul from the main line, like Frankie, Laguna, Claudine, Cleo, and Ghoulia, they all got a doll in the same, like, collection, but they were from different collections. Like, you know how like Bratz does, like, the Series 2, Series 3, and they're all, like, random dolls, like Ulala Kumi, Next to Wild West Kiana, like, that tease. I would love to see that, but with the Monster High version of, like, Laguna from Sweet 1600, Cleo from 13 Wishes, Frankie from, what's the line Frankie wasn't in? They were in, like, a lot of lines. But, like, that kind of thing, like, a real drama, Dracula, like, the concept. There was a concept for the Dracula that was supposed to be in, like, the Classroom series that was early G1. I would love to see that kind of thing go into Alumni. I think that'd be really, really cool, because the one thing that I have about Alumni that I'm not, like, falling in love with is that, like, it doesn't all the time feel like G1. I want some Monster High dolls that feel like playline dolls. I don't want every doll from the Alumni line to feel like a collector doll. I mean, a lot of them don't feel like collector dolls. They're just kind of more expensive. But I would love to see some more casual, cheaper G1 dolls. I think that'd be really, really cool. I think there's definitely a big market for it. Even if you didn't want to do that, the idea of like just bringing back some more casual G1 collector dolls, I would love to see some just different characters used. I'd love to see the holiday line continue, but with just different characters. I'm sick of Dracula and Claudine, or not Dracula and Claudine, but like I'm sick of the main ghouls. I would love to see a new Iris doll. I'd love to see a Badona doll. I'd love to see Abby back. It's crazy that we've not gotten a winter Abby doll for the holiday line. Like that doesn't feel right. Like I feel like we could just do a lot more with the Alumni line, and I feel like I wouldn't even be mad at a bunch of G1 releases if they were, again, a little bit cheaper and a little bit more, like, casual. Does this make sense? I hope this makes sense to somebody, but I just love, like, even like a picture of a Claudine. Give me a picture of Claudine, or just some new characters I think in the lineup would just feel really fresh and really cool. Like Jennifer was so cool to see like earlier this year with the Fangtober doll. I'd love to see more of that energy. Again, just bring us some more characters. You have so many characters from the Monster High brand and the Monster High family that it's kind of feel like some of them are kind of being, not really put to, their use. Even just like a cute little Venus. Like, just give me like a little Venus for like the garden Earth Day. Like, that would be just so fun. Like, I love random dolls. G1 also has been kind of venturing out into some graphic novels and some books, and I've gotten mixed reviews from people who read them, that there are good and bad to it all, and I haven't really read any of them, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but Monster High, again, has been branching out to do a lot more things. They released those Mega Block sets, which I love the Monster High Mega Block, so I was really, really excited and happy when they dropped those. I was ecstatic, and I think that Monster High G1 could do so much more in terms of merchandise. I think that, like, they could really get on their tee with giving us some, like, cheaper alternatives to, like, some merchandise. Like, I always see Bratz, I always see Sanrio, and I always see Barbie doll merchandise at TJ Maxx, Burlington. I think that if Monster High really was, not, I mean, they don't have to do this, because, again, the Monster High is popular, but I think it would be really, really, really cool if Monster High would just have some, like, licensed, like, blankets, merchandise. I mean, I bought the shirt at Charlotte Russe for $10, and it was, like, a cool little shirt. Like, I would just love to see some random Monster High merchandise pop back up in the year 2024. Like, I would just love to see, like, go to, like, TJ Maxx one day and just find, like, a Monster High mug. I think that would be so cool. So I'd love, love, love to see if Monster High would give their license out to some brands and stuff, just to get some more Monster High merchandise out there, just to get some more t-shirts out there, some posters, some more blankets would be cool. Like, anything that I think of in my room, I would love to see a Monster High face on it. If y'all are in the United States and y'all, again, shop at TJ Maxx, y'all know that Hello Kitty's face is on everything. Like, that girl has, like, a ramen mug, she has pot plants, she has, like, makeup collections. Like, I would love to see that for, like, my Monster High ghouls, My last point that I want to make for this kind of recap is, like, a personal thing that I think would be really, really cool is I think that Monster High Generation 3 should have more budget dolls. I think that would really well round out their kind of shelf presence, because I think they have a really cool deluxe line. They have, again, the deluxe lines are on the shelves are really, really cool, but I find that the cheapest deluxe doll that you can get on a Target or Walmart shelf is the Scared Ice line, which I think is being kind of out of rotation. I think those dolls aren't produced anymore. They've already been kind of on shelves for a year, so they're probably, I think they've been clearanced out already. And those dolls are still kind of expensive at like $18.99, $17.99, and I don't think that's like the worst price. I think, I mean, obviously a lot of people buy dolls on sale and stuff. I always try to buy my dolls on sale, but I've been doing worse of that because I just love G3. Again, G3 this year, I feel like a lot of the dolls I've been wanting to buy instantly because I've just been so excited about them. I've just been, I thought they've been really, really cool, and I always like to put my money where my mouth is. So personally, whenever I see a doll that has a really cool design, nice high quality hair, nice quality pixelation, high quality, like, just garments and stuff, like, I will always, like, kind of rush out to buy it because, again, I want to put my money where my mouth is. And if I was begging for Monster High to use Saran for so long last year, and then this year they are using Saran, so I just like to, again, vote with my dollar. That's what I kind of do. But I would love to see that if Monster High would put out some more budget releases. I think that it would be really cool if they had like a $10 doll on the market that had high quality stuff. I know it's kind of a lot to ask for like a high quality budget doll. I know that budget dolls are cheap, they have to be cheaper, but I feel like Monster High used to have really cool budget dolls like back in the day, like Skull Shores, Gloom Beach, what are the other random budget lines? I don't know. They had the really cool budget lines though back in G1, and I think that some of the reason why that it was really cool to collect Generation 1 dolls is because, like, the budget dolls would look kind of really similar to the the deluxe dolls. Like, the deluxe dolls obviously had more going on with them. They had more pieces. They had a stand. But I think it would be really, really cool that if Monster High Generation 3 could kind of get dolls that looked and felt like deluxe dolls, but for cheaper prices, it would, build up the world, and it would be a lot more available to a lot of people. Again, $20 to $30 for a doll at any given time is kind of expensive for a lot of families and stuff, so I would just love to see if Monster High would give us some cool budget dolls. We saw those, like, Latin exclusive budget dolls kind of come into the UK with Aldi. I would love those dolls. I think those dolls were $10 in the United Kingdom, and I don't know the conversion rate to the United States dollars, but I would love to see if these dolls, so on the screen, whatever these dolls are called, if these dolls would come to the United States for like $10, $11, $12 maximum. I think that would be really, really cool to, again, get a new audience, to get more kids, playing with the dolls and getting into the world building. And I know that, again, Monster High dolls, they do go on sale quite often, and they, can go down to $12, $10 at, the deluxe pricing and stuff. But I would just love, love, love to see, again, more kids be able to get their hands on them. And I'm not sure if this is like an actual issue or anything. I'm just kind of thinking thoughts, but I would love to just get some Monster High dolls that were $10 and, div it out with those. Because I think that if you can get a kid a bunch of $10 dolls, they'd eventually, get up into the deluxe dolls, and then they would want, the play sets, and they would want the merch, and then they would want to watch the TV show. That's kind of how that works. But that was kind of today's Ghoulchat and video. I mean, I'm probably missing some points and some thoughts that I had, but I just love Monster High, and I think 2024 has been a really cool year for them. I think they've been getting stronger as a brand from both Alumni and G3, and I'd love to see 2024 continue to build upon that, and hope they maybe are already taking into consideration some of the things I've said, and I know that like these are just very broad statements, but I don't know, they don't really listen to me or anything, but I'd love to see just some more fun things. Again, I think G3 getting more creative with the fashion, you know, even Alumni getting creative with the fashion, more characters, more fun stuff from Monster High. I would love to see it all. But in the comments below, I know all of your thoughts and all of your feelings for Monster High in 2024. I don't know if you guys have any suggestions on what you would love to see the brand do, what random merchandise would you guys want, and what's your thoughts? What are your feelings? What are you guys doing? Are you guys still collecting Monster High? Do you guys not like Monster High? Do you love Monster High? I want to know all of it and more. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I love you guys all endlessly, and I will see you guys very soon. Love ya. Bye, everybody.